Don't lose sight of the vision of yourself that you want to be. I used to be in a position where I would always lose sight of who I wanted to be when things would go slightly wrong, when I'd feel some little urge, some little craving, some little thing that I just wanted to do that feels good now. And overall, this crushes you in a sense because you're never truly going to see that version of yourself that you truly want to be. You're never truly going to reach that version of yourself that you want to be. Let's say from a weight loss perspective, let's say you envision yourself in shape in the future and you may be a bit out of shape now. Let's say you're 25 pounds overweight and you envision yourself in that shape in the future. But then when you feel any slight craving, you give in and you don't keep in mind that vision of yourself. You're automatically going to give in to cravings easier, give in to your cravings, the easy things easier, because you are going to automatically hold yourself in the idea that you have to give in when you feel something. And I used to be in a massive position of this. I used to feel like if I crave something, I have to eat it. If I feel this way, I've got to act on it. And it's weird in a sense because you don't necessarily have to act on how you feel all the time, because a lot of times your mind is telling you things that you shouldn't actually be acting on because of how it's been programmed over the years from like social media, all these different platforms, the news, whatever we've been in school, all these things. It programs your mind to the point that if you feel a little bit of craving, you give in because you don't feel that strong in yourself. You don't feel that strong in yourself and who you want to be. But automatically, that's when you got to remind yourself. That's when you got to remind yourself of that vision of yourself, who you want to be. Because when you remind yourself of that vision and you keep in mind that vision, that literal vision of who you want to be, whether it's you in shape, whether it's you with more money, whether it's you building something, whether it's you in a better job, in a better situation, that automatically keeps you going towards that. That automatically gives you a reason to not give in to that craving at the moment, if that makes sense. Or give in to that urge at the moment, give in to that thing at the moment, give in to that easy thing. Because if we don't keep that vision in mind and we face cravings, we face urges, we face these things, we're probably going to give in more easier. We're going to give in a lot more easier. And I used to be in a massive position of this. Literally my whole life before, I would literally give in to every little craving I felt. If I felt sad, I'd just give in to that. Give in to that, oh, I might as well eat some shit. I might as well listen to some things I don't need to listen to. I might as well watch a movie. I might as well eat some shit. I might as well wank, all these different things, man. I might as well give in to porn and all these things. And this just crushes you overall in a sense because you can't break out of that image in a sense. Because if you view yourself in this certain image and you constantly give in to things that are going against that image all the time, or whenever you feel that urge, you're never going to truly reach that image of yourself who you want to be. You're never truly going to reach that person that you want to be, that version of yourself you see yourself as, that literal embodiment of who you see yourself as. And that's a tough place to be in overall because you could have big expectations, big aspirations for yourself, and you may not even go towards them because of how you feel, because of a little urge that you give into this day, or tomorrow I'll give into another one, the next day, and you hold yourself back and you don't have an element of discipline with it. It holds you back. It really does. And when you start becoming more disciplined in yourself, like I have recently, you understand how important it is them days where you go against how you feel. When you go against the urges, the cravings, and you realise, I may feel tired, but I'm still going to work on stuff. I'm still going to work on myself. I'm still going to better myself. I'm still going to work on this. I'm still going to work on who I want to be, the position I want to be, my goals. I'm still going to work on what I want to build. And you do that when you don't necessarily feel like it. That has the true effect on you. Overall, that has the true positive effect on you as a person because that makes you feel exceptional in the long term. Maybe not now, maybe not in this moment when you're doing it, you don't feel amazing. You may feel a little bit down, you may feel a little bit like, oh, I can't be bothered, oh, I can't be fucked. But in the future, you're going to look back with complete gratitude and happiness for yourself for doing that thing. And that's what we got to kind of view it as in a sense as well. Would this future version of you give into that craving right now? Or would he say, nah, fuck that, I need to work. I need to better myself. I need to do this thing in order for me to better myself. I need to not give into that craving now because I have a vision of myself that I want to be in the future. I need to not give into that urge now because I see myself as this person in the future. And that's important. And that's important overall because if we give in to that urge and what we're feeling now, we're going to be further away from who we want to be, the person we see ourselves as. And that's going to crush us in a sense. That's going to crush us overall because if we have such high expectations of ourselves and we don't achieve ourselves, and we didn't achieve that version of ourselves, we may feel less confident, more down, regret, sadness, pain, and hating ourselves overall. And this has a terrible effect on your confidence. This has a terrible effect on you in every area of your life, because then you can literally get through hardship and pain at that point. And it takes an element of discipline with this stuff to get through this stuff, to get through this pain, to get through this sadness, to get through these times where you want to give in and you don't, in order for that future self. And I'm not saying don't give in every now and again, but I'm saying if you give in all the time, you're going to hold yourself back so far. You're going to hold yourself back to the old version of yourself to such a degree that you're going to hurt yourself overall. You're going to hurt every area of yourself, your confidence, how you view yourself, literally every area of yourself. And we don't want that overall, do we? We don't want that. We want to build ourselves into the best version of ourselves that we can truly be proud of, truly be grateful of, truly be happy of. That makes us feel grateful for ourselves. Because I remember a lot of time actually, not just one time, but I remember a lot of times where I wouldn't be grateful for myself. I wouldn't be grateful for anything I'd done for myself. Therefore, I just feel down, upset, hating myself. And this will crush my confidence, crush me overall. And how do you think that happened? And how do you think that helped when I would interact with people, interact with our own kind? I would be terrible, man. I'd be terrible. I'd hate myself. And therefore, when I interact with people, I wouldn't give my best version of myself. I wouldn't give a version that I'm actually proud of, happy of. And I wouldn't interact in the same way that I would now, where I've got a bit more confidence and a bit more grateful in myself. And that crushes you overall in a sense, because that holds you back. And you feel it in yourself, and you just feel worse and worse in yourself then, because you feel like you can't even communicate. And that's important, man. It's important. And it's important for us to strive and start working towards things that we want to be, in order to feel a sense of gratitude, a sense of happiness for ourselves in the future. Even at the end of the day, a lot of times when you do things that you've worked towards at the end of the day, whether it's your job, whether it's you trying to build something as well, whether it's all these different things, and you're working towards goals that you want to achieve, at the end of the day, you're going to feel so grateful and happy. You're going to feel so grateful and happy for the work you've done, even though you feel tired, you feel drained or whatever, but you still feel happy, you still feel grateful, and you still feel happy the next day that you put that work in, because then there's no excuses. Then there's no excuses for, oh, what happens if I've done this? What happens if I've done this? Especially in the future sense, let's say 6-7 months from now, you look back and you're going to be like, oh, what happens if I've done this? If I've done this? Oh, why don't I do that? Why don't I do that? You don't want to be in that position. And that's why it's important to keep that future version of yourself in mind when you're working towards things. Keep that vision of yourself in mind and start working towards that, because that's going to have a true positive effect on your mind and on your confidence and on you as an individual. So I hope you all got a lot of value in this video. Like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for all love recently. It means the world. Thank you.